As I sit on a bench near my vegetable garden and drink in the morning air, I'm reminded why I love to garden. It is 6:30 in the morning and the dappled sun is just starting to peek through my neighbor's hedge. The warmth of the sunlight is overcoming the moist dawn air. Dew, nature's washcloth, has settled on the leaves of my frilly lettuces and wrinkly spinach. The onions have sprouted and point to the heavens like so many daggers. And who would suspect that the tiny filigreed leaves of the carrots would soon sport a bulbous root of such splendor? In one corner of my garden is my tomato patch. They are just starting to flower. This is an unusual flowering plant. I know from my botany training that most all plants in the tomato family are all or part poisonous. Many, like the deadly nightshade, Jimson weed, and tobacco, do harm to our bodies. And I can't forget the hot peppers that burn our mouths and throats. Their five-pointed flowers don't point toward the sun like most, but instead pay homage to the darkness of the earth, as if to hint of their inner character. There are many other five-petaled flowers in my garden. The delicate alpine strawberries, raspberries, cherry, plum, and apple trees are all in bloom. They belong to the rose family. So many delicious fruits come from this lineage. Their flowers point skyward, and to the best of my knowledge, none are poisonous. I can only wonder what all this means. Under a nearby ponderosa tree is a small patch of mushrooms. They are ominously white. Grown in the damp twilight, they seem like ghostly imitations of their sun-born cousins, the flowers. The caps of these fungi are like overturned blossoms, again, like the tomato family, pointing downward to the depths of the planet below. I marvel at the interplay of light and darkness, and how it seems to be a dance that only nature understands. A few honeybees are starting to circle and land on a rather sprawling patch of oregano in full bloom. They wiggle and prod their way through what, to them, must be a jungle of leaves and stems. Finding that nectar-rich source, they linger and extend their long proboscis for a drink. I know somewhere, as if by magic, they will transform this sweet syrup into the ambrosia of honey. How different are the wasps that are landing on the ground to sip from a small puddle of muddy water. I can see one that is flying under my deck to use this slurry to build a nest out of paper and mud. No honey there. Under my feet, there's a small squadron of black ants, moving in what seems like a purposeful march to the hinterlands. They live deep in the soil, under all the activity from above. Once more, I see the relationship of the honeybee, flower, sun, and honey. It is contrasted to the wasp of the interzone of the sun and the earth, then to the ants of the recesses of the soil. The yellow and orange daisy-like flowers of Calendula have attracted some admiral butterflies. What an amazing partnership! I look at the flowers and sense they are butterflies that are tethered to the earth. If only they could break away from their bondage, they would be as free as the butterflies that frequent them. As I sit there overlooking my future bounty, I catch a slight waft of lavender. It is unmistakable. The perfume of the flower does what the flowers are unable to do. Although the flowers cannot be liberated from their stems, the blossoms fly into the cosmos on the wings of the fragrance. Even the delicate petals fade and disappear after time. In their place is a seed, a promise of what will be. I believe we can all hear God speak to us in the garden, but we must listen with all our senses.